Hi guys, it's Erin with Hand Stamp Style, and in this video for the next few minutes here I'm going to explain some tips and helpful information in using your Big Shot and dies and different things that come with them. I've kind of shown you in previous videos different tips that I use to kind of help me use my machine better, and I thought this would be a helpful video to provide for you guys on a more in-depth tutorial basically on your Big Shot and how to use it and how not to break it and that kind of thing. So there's a whole bunch of different things that that you can actually get for your Big Shot. What I want to start out with first is people always want to know, what do I get when I purchase the Big Shot? When you purchase the Big Shot, you will receive your machine, which looks like this. Let me zoom out here so you can kind of see the whole thing. Your machine looks like this. It'll come actually, excuse me, the handle will come detached, so you'll need to screw that in. Really, really simple. It does come with instructions, so feel free to read those. I don't. And I will tell you, many of my class attendees are much like I am, and they do not read instructions. I'm a very visual person. I don't read instructions. I don't, as if you know me well at all, I don't really care to read at all. So for me, visual is better. However, when it comes to your Big Shot, and you don't have to read a lot, but you do need to read some of the product item or a description that comes with your Big Shot in order to use it properly, for things to come out right, and so you don't damage your machine. It's really hard to break it. I have yet to do it, but I have ruined a lot of projects learning the hard way. So when you purchase your machine, you get your machine, this big thing here, and you also get your multi-purpose platform, which looks like this. And you get two, although yours won't look like this, yours will be completely clear, you get two cutting plates that look just like this. Well, not just like this, but they look like this. So that is what you get. And basically, when I say you need to read, let me explain a few things. You'll probably notice this big cutout on my thing here. It doesn't really ruin the way that this machine works, but it isn't, I don't know if you can see that note there, and it says, this is not a cutting surface, okay? So I recommend that you read and get familiar with the different tabs. This is a very easy machine to use, really is. It looks intimidating when you first look at the, all the pictures and whoa, but it really is easy. So let me break it down for you. Depending on the product that you're using, the items that you're using, you may or may not use this multi-purpose platform. However, no matter what product you use, you will always use your two cutting pads. Always, always. You got to think of these as like the sandwich to your bread, or the bread to your sandwich. This always goes on top of whatever you're cutting, whatever you're using, embossing folders, sizzlets, dies, whatever. This goes on top, this goes underneath it. Always. That's your sandwich. And then whatever item you're using plus your material, cardstock, ribbon, fabric, whatever you're cutting, it goes in the middle. Okay, so you will always use these. Now, depending on what you're using for the machine will determine whether or not you use this. When you use it completely closed, that means tabs 1 and 2 are laying flat. It makes this platform thicker. And so you would need to use this for instance, your framelets, okay? If you're going to use your framelets, do not put them directly on this, because this is what will happen. And you don't want this cutting, because you want to use this for, description later. So you don't have to memorize everything. So again, you would lay this and then your material on it, and you would sandwich it in between your two cutting pads, and then on top of this, and all of this would go through your Big Shot. Okay, well, You know what I mean, not the container, but you know. Now, you open it and actually use it in your machine like this. This just kind of hangs out and, you know, whatever. You open this. We don't have these anymore, but if you happen to have those metal embossing plates, you would use it with this open. You would also use it for a whole stack of things here. These embosslets. And it says down here, embosslets. It gives you a little picture. You would use this one for the sizzlets. These are the sizzlets. Even though it's kind of large, it's not very thick. So we'd use it for that. Excuse me. And texture plates would be this one. We don't provide those anymore, but if you have a texture plate, this is how you would use it. Again, you would open it like this. You would still lay, you know, one cutting pad down, your item, your material on top, and then this goes on top, and this entire thing goes through your machine. Okay? Then we have, let me put these aside. You open it completely when you are using embossing folders. Look like this. Okay, so when you're using embossing folders, this is also an embossing folder. This would be considered an embossing folder. Or a texture plate with a, if you were going to use a silicone rubber or an impression pad. So you've got a little bit more thickness there, so you need to get rid of what in the, basically it's like a shim. Okay, so then you would use it, okay, so for instance, you would still put down your cutting pad, or your cutting plate, this with your material inside, and then this on top, and this would go through your machine. Okay? Now, that basically explains why you use and how you use this platform. Okay? I highly recommend that you read this every time. Look at it. Am I using it the right way? Am I, you know, do I have the right thickness? Sometimes, as you, personal experience, if you don't use it properly, I have stretched out the settings basically on my Big Shot, on one of my Big Shots. So I have to make little notes because sometimes this is not thick enough for my sizzlet. So I have to put a shim, which is just a folded piece of cardstock. I have to put a shim when I use that. So don't do what I did, okay? And it still works fine, but you know, make it easier on yourself. Okay, so that is your multi-purpose platform, and that's how you use it. I hope this is helpful to you. And if you have any questions, please, please, please post them at the end of this video, and I would love to answer those for you, or you can email me, and I would love to help you out with that as well. So I hope you enjoyed this helpful video, and have fun with your Big Shot. Bye.